She gets pretty wild.
Welcome back to Nerd Talks, our nerd and pop culture talk show. Thank you if you are viewing. Don't forget to follow here on Twitch. Later on YouTube, you can subscribe, like, comment down below. We do interact with the chat here, and I am your host with the face you'll see the most, DK, and I'm here as usual with my brother from the same mother,
Hello.
Ashton. Actually, we may need to fix your lighting real quick. But this is our fourth episode. Excellent. We made it 4 episodes in a row.
Crazy.
That's a month of doing this. I thought we were only on our 3rd episode this morning, and then I was like, wait a minute, we made it to a month already. And I mean, 4 doesn't seem like a lot, but to get organized and get a setup that can continue and keep going, as well as content for even 4 1-hour episodes can actually be more than you would think. But diving in, some of our topics today, Black Panther is out today. Black Panther's out. So that's pretty cool. Wakanda Forever, the last of Phase 4 as we begin our plunge into the full saga and what it has to offer here for us. Phase 5 and Phase 6. They take off with Ant-Man later on. So check that out. I'm going to be seeing that later today. And then I'll probably talk about it a little bit next week. I won't spill the plot or anything. I usually give a few months for that.
That's a lot.
What?
We're done with Phase 4 already.
Yeah. Well,
we didn't really have a whole lot in it, though.
No. Wrong. They have increased how quickly they're putting things out. So the first 3 phases, took 10 years to do. From 2008 is when it started to 2019, I think.
That's when it came out with Iron Man, right?
Endgame, yep. And Hulk actually came on the same year.
Yeah, with Hulk.
So that took them 10 years. And now we're doing 2 years for 1 phase. And it doesn't seem like there's a lot, but there is actually a lot. You have to think oh boy, where did we even start? Spider-Man. We started with Spider-Man for Phase 4. We got Eternals. What other movie did we get? There had to be at least one other movie. Well, Thor.
Shang-Chi. Black Widow.
I don't think Black Widow counts. I think Black Widow is actually the last movie of Phase 3.
Well, I'm looking at Phase 4 and the fandom here, and it starts off with Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
We got Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, No Way Home, Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, Doctor Strange.
Thor, Black Panther. So no,
yes.
we didn't really get that's a decent bit of movies actually.
That's a good 8 movies. 7 or 8 movies that you just named. In addition to our TV shows now that we're including.
Yeah.
Like what we had all of them. WandaVision, Loki.
Here we go. WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel. Yep. I guess there was an Iron Groot thing.
Yeah, those are
She-Hulk, and then we got The Werewolf by Night, and
I don't know if The Werewolf by Night is quite counting.
I think this is just coming out during Phase 4.
For sure.
And then the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is on here as well.
Yeah. So see, that's where I don't think that it's the end of Phase, or those don't count for Phase 4 because they've claimed that Black Panther is the end of Phase 4, but then we still have this other movie special coming.
You want to take a guess at what the box office was made for the entire Phase 4?
6 billion.
Close, about $1 billion off. 4.9.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, you got to think that's through COVID and stuff too.
And you got to think this probably isn't quite updated yet because Black Panther was just released.
Oh, well, right.
So yeah, we're probably
gonna have one more movie,
and that's probably gonna throw an extra $4 or $5 million.
Yeah, probably more than that.
I meant 400 or 500 million. That's what I meant. 400 or 500 million, not 4 or 5 million.
So $500 million. Yeah, that'd probably be closer to it. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out, and we can come to our conclusions next week, and we'll talk more about a little bit about Marvel in Phase 4 and how it's concluded and what we think is pushing on.
Sorry, I was just there was this recommended thing on the side, and it said love, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I clicked on it, and it's the girl from Love and Thunder.
Yeah, her name is Love.
God Butcher.
So we were just talking about briefly before we started to get into a pretty big discussion, which we can just transfer over to now. We were talking Andor and Star Wars and where they're at.
Yes.
Disney's other big franchise property.
Their other, franchise.
Star Trek's doing its thing. They're in the same genre. They're in the same ballpark of kind of thing. In ways.
Are they making as much money though?
Well, no. Okay. Well, come on.
I'm gonna be real with you. I sometimes forget Star Trek exists.
Well, we're just not Trekkies or Star Trek fans. It's just not.
I will say that I do remember hearing in one of their, not older movies, but like one of the movies they released in like the last 10 years. It's like the beginning, I think. Like the ship's being torn apart, and in the background you can see this little dot of R2-D2 flying in the background.
No. Let me fix your lighting real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, we were watching Andor.
2009.
It's kind of been a thing.
What the fuck?
So, Andor, we were just talking about it. So we don't want to ruin the plot of Andor for sure, but
oh my god, he appears twice.
But just speaking on Star Wars in general right now, did you see the Tales?
I watched a couple of them.
Tales from the Jedi?
The only ones I've watched were the ones that involved Dooku and the last one.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're all involving Dooku. They're all surrounding Dooku. There's a few, I shouldn't say that. There's a few Ahsoka episodes in there. But I think it's really focused on just those two characters.
Yeah. I just saw the one with the Dooku and Qui-Gon where they help that planet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That tyrant.
Help them. Yeah.
And then where he goes bad.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of like this. Is like
we're getting more.
Count Dooku is like probably one of the more interesting villains, especially from the prequel trilogy. That's what I was looking for. Maul. Everyone likes Maul, but Maul's just like the embodiment of just like
evil.
Not
I shouldn't say evil. Anger.
Anger.
Because I wouldn't say he's evil. He's evil.
He's definitely
but like,
evil.
I put him more of like lawful evil.
I suppose you could.
Well, because he doesn't just. Because if he was evil, he'd have just killed Ezra. He had just killed Ahsoka.
Well, yeah,
numerous times he fought her.
You understand, there's more depth to him than they obviously show. I think he understands the Force and like unbalancing it and
which
all
is
that nonsense.
He does, because actually now that I'm thinking about it, I just watched this clip the other day when it's the showdown between him and Obi-Wan where he kills him.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there and he's like, "It's the chosen one, isn't it?" And he's like, "Yes, it is." He's like,
"Yep, I did actually just watch that recently too."
It's
like,
I
did catch
whoa.
that. Yeah.
Mind blowing.
So yeah, whenever we see Maul, it's always just the super anger. We know plenty about Darth Vader and Anakin.
We don't really know a whole lot about Dooku. We know that he was a respected Jedi. He was really good. He always had his ways that definitely rubbed off on Qui-Gon.
Yeah. And I kind of like that, showing this guy who's way out on the edge, and then his apprentices somewhere trying to be somewhere in between. Like, I still understand what my master was saying, but we still.
I don't like the way he did it.
Yeah, we still have to like respect it.
Like he straight up almost killed that dude.
Yeah, a couple in those episodes of Tales of the Jedi. There was multiple times where he
straight up kills Yaddle.
Where he just like pulls out a lightsaber and he's just ready to hack people to death, and it's just like, whoa, bro.
I didn't realize that most of them were put around him. Because I only watched the ones that had his face on it. Because I was like, okay, these are Dooku. I want to focus on them.
I watched, I think, 4 of the episodes, and 3 of them it was him.
The one Ahsoka episode I watched was, I think, the last one, where she's in that little town. She fights the Inquisitor.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I've not seen that.
Oh. Savage. Like, it's not even a fight. I won't even say it's a fight.
For her?
Yeah.
She's amazing.
About as much of a fight was about as much of a fight as Maul versus Obi-Wan. It was like that. Okay. Instant. It was crazy. It was dope though.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm excited for Ahsoka. The show Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She was one of I really liked her character kind of just throughout the Clone Wars TV show. At first when I first started watching it and I seen the movie, because there's the movie, the prequels, the actual series, I didn't like her. I was like, this bitch is just annoying, you know?
She's kind of cocky.
Yeah.
But like, that's also why they through her with Anakin.
Right.
Because he's got that cockiness too.
And yeah, and then you also see her evolve, and I think it kind of mirrors what we didn't get to see for Anakin's training. You know what I mean? Where he would basically be that to Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan can throw a fucking snarky comment too every here and there. So I feel like, you know, when we get to see Ahsoka going through her journey, it mirrors what we would have basically seen, I think, for Anakin's journey, where she's like teetering on the edge. I mean, obviously at the end of her journey, she tilts the other way a little bit, like off of the Jedi path, but not evil.
Yeah, she's
or he does the opposite. Obviously.
Gray.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even though technically the concept of gray can't exist.
Yeah.
Can't use both the light and the dark like that.
Yeah, she's technically not in the realm of Grey Jedi, but kind of in a way.
But I mean, I was actually just talking to some people on Discord about this, because they were like, yeah, because they didn't actually watch a whole lot of that. They didn't understand her, like what happened. And I was like, well, they accused her of a bombing, and she kind of went on the run, and like, then they were like, oh, you didn't do it, you can come back. She was like,
that was off of the Barriss Offee stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
and then she comes back, and then she's just kind of like, yeah, no, you guys kind of suck.
Yeah.
You guys just kind of just threw me out right away without actually like any real evidence, and you just tossed me to the curb.
And then canceled.
Yeah.
And then they canceled the show. And we never got to see what happened until Disney Plus was like, yeah, let's pick up that season and finish this story. How long later is like, jeez, man. But I'm glad they did. You know, Dave Filoni's in there, I'm sure, kicking ass. He's, you know, this is how it's going to be. This is what we're doing. Because he's been pretty much producing and directing most of the shows. I shouldn't say directing. He hasn't been directing a lot of them. He's been producing almost all of the shows.
Yeah, he's been quite involved in almost everything.
Yeah. So what I'm wondering is what's going to happen here. You know, we're getting kind of this Marvel-esque. I don't think they want to copy what they're doing with Marvel, but we've already had crossovers in the shows. We've got Luke Skywalker back, Ahsoka's back, and she's going to have her own show.
Boba Fett's back.
And he had his own show, and then The Mandalorian popped up in his show, and, you know, we're kind of bouncing back and forth. We got a few shows that they've lined up here. I mean, we got Andor right now, but that's in a different time period. So what's our next time period jump? Do we look at the...
Like when it takes place?
Trilogy? Well, I just mean, like, anything in general. Because you have a group of shows that happens right after the Battle of Yavin. We're like, what, 10 years after the Battle of Yavin, or whatever the dating system is. The Boba Fett, the Mandalorian show, Ahsoka.
Farther. Because the Battle of Yavin is the first destruction of the...
Yeah, but everything happens in like those first 4 years.
Oh, yeah. Following...
I'm pretty sure like the year for the Battle of Yavin. 4 BBY or something like that, right?
9 BBY is the Mandalorian. ABY, I mean. ABY. After the Battle of Yavin. What? 9 ABY? Yeah. 4 BBY is before the Battle of Yavin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, duh.
Now, that might be Andor.
No. Andor is like 10 BBY. Then.
5. Yeah, see, I told you.
It is 5 BBY?
Yeah.
What's that 10 BBY?
Prior to the events of Rogue One and New Hope.
Rogue One is... what, 5 BBY?
No. I just looked this up right there. What are you Googling here?
Oh, Rogue One is 0 BBY.
Yeah. Yep, because it happens in that same year.
Oh, okay. I get it. What'd you just say? Mandalorian is 80?
It's 9 ABY.
Okay. I thought you said 80 ABY.
No.
Or ABY.
No.
Okay, so 10 years after that. And then what? How long? So I would expect, what, another 15 or 20 years after that is The Force Awakens? That's kind of what I'm getting to is, what are we ever going to come back to 34 years? It's 34 ABY. So are we ever going to come back? Are we ever going to touch on, what happened there, the sequel trilogy? That's what I'm
kind of first order.
Because we keep getting these TV shows where they keep going back and back and further in time. We got all those shows.
They're going between Order 66 and the Battle of Yavin. That's really where they're sticking.
Yeah.
Well, Empire and a little bit of pre-Empire.
We got stuff that's coming before
post-Empire.
We have a show, I think, that's supposed to be in the Old Republic. Yeah, I think there's a show supposed to be coming out from the Old Republic. There's also the Rangers of the New Republic, I think, or something like that.
Okay. But it's about time they touch the Old Republic, bro. They don't touch it anymore. They don't do anything with it.
Yeah,
it's all legends.
And a lot of that stuff has been written, and they're canonizing a lot of that stuff, but it's been held mostly to comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't really brought it up that much. So
they bring it up for like a few things every now and then, but it's very rare. In Andor, they canonized the Rakata. That was pretty cool. That's a big legend thing. They appear in Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
I would love for them to jump around a little bit more. Tell stories that are, significant. They have their major plot, which they really like. Obviously, this whole Galactic Republic falls to the Empire.
Yeah, right. Tyrants.
This is the whatever. It's what we just figured it out. It's like 50-year time frame, 60-year time frame between the prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy, and they just keep everything within that frame, and they haven't really gone outside of it. It's really what I think.
Yeah, because I'd like to see what happens after the sequel trilogy. What happens after the First Order? That they've just blown up fucking a dozen planets here, and like what the fuck?
Well, and then at the end of the trilogy, they got all those spaceships are in the air, and then they go home, or I'm sure, or whatever. But
nobody ever talks about what happens. It's
what happens after that?
These people,
because I thought we got rid of I thought we got rid of them already. I thought we got rid of the Empire already.
Yeah.
How are they coming back? That's another story maybe they should do. It's like, how do they come back to power?
Yeah. How are they just allowed to get this large scale army and
again I'm talking about after the rebels beat the Empire the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because I know that was a big thing. I know they went out and hunted down a bunch of these remnants and
the Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they just surviving?
Maybe that's the Rangers of the New Republic.
Cause Empire died. Luke came. He started a new Jedi Order. Jedis were wandering around. Where are all these Jedis at, bro? He did start one. He had to, because they talk about it in the movies that he'd start a new Jedi Order, and the show, the little piece that they show us, he's already old as shit when he goes to kill Kylo.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, and they actually show the whole buildings and everything's there.
Yeah.
And
so where's this? Let's just say 25-year time span. Where are all these Jedi?
Yeah.
Where, like this First Order should mean nothing. We should have gone back to the Republic days and running through these with Jedis.
Well, maybe that's another thing that they should do then is go back and show us what happened. It's obviously the effects of, I'm sure, Luke breaking down the Order that led to some effect of the what do they even call it? I can't even think.
The First Order?
The First Order. For the First Order to even come back in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. It just irritates me that they don't show any of this stuff.
Well, we're getting Bad Batch is coming back. We got Bad Batch season 2, Mandalorian season 3. And the Mandalorian is a nice, fun story, but it's just kind of this really offshoot thing, which I don't mind.
I don't mind either. I'm actually going to be looking forward to season 3 because as I just saw right there, he's got the Darksaber.
Yes.
Visions 2, that'd be cool.
Those are not canon though. So.
I know. Shut up! Don't remind me.
Ahsoka live action will be coming. That'll be cool. Skeleton Crew. Okay, yeah, this is a new show that I heard about coming, but I don't actually know that much about it. It doesn't look like they.
Post Return of the Jedi's construction that follows the fall of the Empire. The same as the Mandalorian. Cassie Knives.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about, though. We get another show that's in that same time frame.
Yeah.
Let's move past that, or let's move around. That's why I think that they're trying.
How about we go back 1,000 years or something?
I mean, literally anything. I mean, they could. My point is that they
canonize Revan or something.
They keep drilling into the same spot with this Ahsoka show, you know, the.
Everything, just everything.
Yeah, they just keep drilling down in the same spot. In the timeline, instead of going outside, we get another show, Skeleton Crew. It's the same exact timeline. Andor season 2, but the Acolyte. I think that's it's the High Republic era that the Acolyte appears in 200 years before the events of the prequels.
See, that's good.
Now we're coming. Right. Now we're cooking with something. And the Acolyte, I'm assuming, is Palpatine. Not only because his face is right there, but the timeline would line up.
Totally not because his face is right there.
Well, that too, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's either going to be him or the Sith that came before him, because I think at the time they were...
Plagueis?
Plagueis, because they were following, I think, the rule of 2 still. Well, they are following the rule
yeah,
of 2.
they
obviously
have been for
1,000 years?
1,000 years.
Couple thousand years. Lando TV series, we really don't need to do all that. I get it, it's fun, but...
Lando's cool, but he's not, like...
Well, and it's more stories in the same
it's just
time
Lando,
era.
bro. We already know Lando. We already know...
Rogue Squadron's coming up.
Let's see. Darth Bane.
And that's what, in the same time period. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. We're just killing it on this one time period. These 10 years after or during the time of the Empire. And it's like
So, looking at Darth Bane's fandom here, and they don't even have, like, his real, like, date. You know how, like, they'll have, like, 3,600 whatever BBY died a millennium before the formation of the Galactic Empire.
Probably don't know.
Oh, what the fuck's a millennium? You're gonna show me the Millennium Falcon would be really pissed off here.
1,000 years. Millennium is 1,000 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. For a millennium, the Sith have adhered to the rule of 2. Darth Sidious. Yeah, 1,000 years. Crazy.
Yeah, so I think we're going to take just the shortest of breaks here. And then we'll come back and maybe talk about some Star Wars games that are possibly in development and the last couple that they've had released. And we're back. So sorry about that. We just took a short break there. So we were talking about... We were just talking about Star Wars. the movies and TV shows that they have out, but how about those games that are canon in the Star Wars lore?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, that's a good game that they did right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And they redid it, or they released like another portion of it, the New Plus. I remember they released that last year or something like that.
Yeah, New Plus. That's in a lot of games that they have.
I don't even know what the point of that is. Except just
New
restart your game.
Yeah, so New Plus in theory is okay. So you go through and you play the game in the story mode and you collect everything, right? Then you can go back in New Plus and you don't have to start out like a bum. You start out like the prepared person normally would. And you get all of your stuff. So even like Far Cry has this where you beat the game, you can go back and play it, but you have all your guns already bought and unlocked, and you don't have to buy them like a silly weirdo.
Okay.
Witcher has this. There's kind of a lot of games that have this. I think Batman Arkham Asylum was the first place that I actually seen the ability to do that, which is actually...
But I definitely won't have to go back through that then, so I won't have to, well, as you put it, be a bum.
Yeah, well, in the games today don't necessarily do it, but a game like the Star Wars game probably does, the Fallen Order, it did the same thing as Batman Arkham Asylum, and when you're going through the level, there would be areas that are just blocked off, just straight up, like collectible things and stuff like that, and you just can't get to it because you don't have the right gadget or gear or ability. But when you come back through the New Plus, you can do all that stuff right away, right off the bat.
Okay.
So, like Far Cry 5 doesn't obviously have any of that. You just get all your guns right away. But something like Fallen Order...
You said 5?
Far Cry?
Oh, okay. I thought you said Far Cry 5 specifically. I don't know.
That's the one that I've seen the plus on. I don't think I've seen it on another New Game Plus. I haven't seen it on any of the other Far Cries.
I haven't even seen it on 5.
Yep.
But at the same time, like
it's on 5.
I just got all my weapons like super quick there. I was like, no problem, dude. I'm like running through these guys like nothing.
You have to have a saved file of the game that's beat the game, and then you can do it.
Okay, then you get that. Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't think it's... Oh, it is probably like that for Fallen Order. I don't know. It's better.
I'm sure it is.
I may actually go home and play it.
That's kind of how the New Game Plus works, is that you beat the game and then they reward you with this new version of the game. So like Fallen Order, we were talking about, it's not just an adventure action game, it's kind of like a puzzle game. So you have those little bits of puzzles in there, and then some of those abilities are going to help you get to those puzzles faster or go around them in a different type of way.
100%. Yeah. Just some of the puzzles in that game's fucking...
Well, I kind of like that. It's kind of the Star Wars Tomb Raider, if you will, where it's like...
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it's fucking annoying.
And it's a little bit different, than the last couple of games that they've released. But I wish they would go back to their old game style. Where, in the new games, like Battlefront 2, I had a lot of fun playing Iden Versio, and I really like her character. But it would be so much cooler to go back and play something like Jedi Academy or... Knights of the Old Republic in today's kind of
I was just playing technology yesterday.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. But in today's technology and like graphics and all that, or where you can make your own character and build your own lightsaber and all that kind of stuff, instead of playing this kind of railroaded story.
Which is why I like Fallen Orders, because they actually let you have some minimal character design, but you can customize that lightsaber fairly well.
Yeah, for sure.
From having just straight up two different you can have straight up two different colors on your when you get
the double blade.
Yeah, the double blade, and you can customize the heads differently and the hilts and the wraps. I think that's on them and crazy.
What they need to do is just do like I was gonna say Star Trek Online, but they already have the Old Republic, but not like the Old Republic. There was
a game before, not before the Old Republic, but it shut down in 2011. I don't remember what it is, but it was a Star Wars online multiplayer.
Okay, I mean that'd be cool. I mean it doesn't even have to be multiplayer, honestly, but something where you get to be your own character, And that's why I originally gravitated towards like Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. You get to fully make your character, and you get to choose the missions you go on, and like how many missions you go on, and all that. It's a railroaded story and like the actual plot of the game, but other than that, you can make your choices of where you want to go and when you want to go there. So they got some new games coming out supposedly. They canceled one that was supposed to be an arena game, similar to all of the arena games that are out there. It's a 4v4. You get to pick a droid, a Wookiee, a Jawa, and a bounty hunter, or something like that.
Star Wars Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Star Wars
came out before.
I do remember that.
Yes.
That didn't come out before the New Republic.
Yes, it did.
Or the Old Republic. When did the Old Republic come out?
2008? Or that's when it was announced.
Oh, yeah, so it came out after that.
The Old Republic did.
No.
Yes.
Galaxies came out in 2011?
No. It got canceled in 2011.
Oh.
Because of the Old Republic. Old Republic was announced October 21st, 2008. Initial release date is September 20th, 2011. Star Wars Galaxies.
You played the Old Republic. How did you like it?
It was alright. I mean, I enjoy it. But there's just so much pay-to-play bullshit.
Yeah, grindy. Or grinding.
Yeah,
those are usually two options. You either grind the stories, which I don't like on that game specifically, because you go and replay the same stories to go and get more money or whatever, like the same scenarios or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The locked lobbies where it's like 4 players and you go through this little miniature story. But then it's always the same thing.
Or there's some of those where it's like you're running through and you're trying to complete this little mission. Because I remember one time I was on Korriban. And I was running through like one of the temples or whatever, looking for something, and I just had a hard time with it because it was, these enemies are just crazy. They're like throwing waves and waves. It's like, bro, I can't.
Well, yeah.
I actually left, and I actually went into the public chat. I was like, bro, can somebody help me with this here?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this.
That's what they want you to do, is get groups of people together. And I mean, I get it, but the game wants to be World of Warcraft, but it's like not.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah. Star Wars Galaxies was released on June 25th, 2003.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
I feel like
Date closed December. Wow, they closed 5 days before they released the Old Republic.
Wow. I feel like I got into a character creation for Galaxies, but we never had a computer quick enough to handle the game, so I never got to actually play the game.
It just kind of just seems like it's just the Old Republic.
Yeah, it's like a run around, right? Multiplayer.
I think I'm getting a lot of different things here. I'm getting a lot of the style where it's like this group of people and it's got all those abilities on the top, but then I get ones like this. Then I get a photo like that.
Which one?
This. Like this high upper view right here, and
interesting.
And then you get all these other ones that are like this one where it's got all that up there, and I don't actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the game. That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe the other one's like some mod picture or something like that, or something from some video or something like that. It's probably some commercial graphics that they put out. You can whatever pair up with 20 other people and fight the Empire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we know they're coming out with Star Wars stuff, and I'm sure there's a new game going to be here on the horizon. The last game that they released, that Star Wars released, was Squadrons, and I played it through the first couple of I played through the first couple of missions, and it was okay.
Yeah.
What you need to do is have the game on PC, and you need to have the joystick and it's a game that needs to be in a pre-built booth at the arcade. Is the kind of game that I got from it.
Yes.
It's trying to be a simulation game, but it's like I'm playing
for a game like that. I'd like to feel it.
Yeah, you want to be.
I have played a game like that
in the
actually.
Seat, and you want to have you want to
have your joystick buttons to push to shoot.
Yes.
Because I don't remember where I was, but we went to this arcade thing. And
that's useful.
Huh?
Go ahead.
and they had like this machine there, and it was like you could sit in it, and it was for like a fighter jet simulation.
Oh, yep.
You could sit there, and the whole thing kind of rocked back and forth.
And for sure.
That was
and
really
that's the kind of game that Rogue Squadron seemed like it was geared towards.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing the game, I was playing on Xbox, so I'm using my controller, and it just didn't translate. Like, I could enjoy the game a little bit, but it really needs, you know, on the PC they make these joysticks where they're, you know, they look like the fighter jet joysticks.
Yeah, they're a joystick.
Yeah, they have the buttons and stuff on it, and that's really what you want, I think, when you're playing that game.
Yeah.
And I think they have the settings for that, but I think that's probably why you don't hear about it much anymore. You know, it fell off pretty quick. You know, where Fallen Order still.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say it's talked about necessarily, but after it came out, it was still highly praised.
Yeah.
For quite a while, and they're obviously making a second one, so obviously did something right. But yeah, it just wasn't the same. I don't think anything will beat the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 flying around in dogfights in space. Nothing will beat that, because you got to take your ship out in actual outer space and actually land it on actual other places.
Yes, that is one thing they should have did with the second one. Yeah. Most recent Battlefront.
They just need to make it Battlefront 3, but it needs to be, I don't know, someone else needs to do it.
Honestly.
Like, get someone else to do it, because it's a good game. People are still playing Battlefront 2, and they haven't released...
A lot of people are still
it's crazy the amount of people that are still playing a game that has not had any kind of update.
In ages.
Yeah.
Since
like basically it released.
Yeah.
I don't think they
because
have any deals.
EA was like, yeah, we're just gonna be done with this.
And they could have done so much.
And everyone's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Why are you doing this?
They still could be doing so much. They could be adding so many characters.
Fixing characters, adding characters,
yes.
new modes.
It could be 20 heroes and villains each, easily.
Easily.
Every time they come up with a new show, they could have added on. So either
they could throw the Mandalorian in there. He has his own little things. You could give him his whistling birds. That'd be fucking sick.
Yep. A bunch of people. You could put everyone in there. A bunch of different people. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that
they ruined it.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that. I mean, there's a lot of people in the mod community.
Yeah,
if you go and
but that's the thing though, is with the mod community, when they have these new characters, they're not. What they're doing is they're taking a different character out and they're replacing with that. Like I saw one they did Jango Fett. They just threw him in for Boba Fett.
Oh, no, well that's an easy one. But I've seen them do a little bit more difficult than that.
I've seen Ahsoka in there. Yep.
That's a little bit different. That's a little bit harder to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're still pulling from a few different places just to grab code to insert it for someone else, but you know, something like that's a little bit more complicated. But I mean,
I definitely agree with that. They definitely need to do shit like Academy and
Academy was that. I mean, that's my bread and butter. That's
prime right there.
That was the Star Wars game I grew up on, and that is prime. I think Star Wars is you're this character, random kind of character, whatever. You can design them though between 6 different races, or no, it's 4 different species.
No, 6. Oh, so you have human. So you have 2 humans, male and female. Okay, Keldor, a Rodian. Oh no, it's 5. Well, human, Keldor, Rodian, Twi'lek, Zabrak. That's it. Yeah. So 5 species with 6 different characters. But that's the thing. Is what I don't like is that human, Keldor, Rodian, males. Oh, Twi'lek, Zabrak, and then a human female. Mm-hmm. That's what I don't like. Because why is it? What if I wanted to play a male Zabrak?
Oh, wait, there is a male Zabrak.
No, there isn't. No.
Are you sure?
100%. I was literally playing it yesterday.
Okay, I believe you. I guess because I feel like I would have picked.
Because the reason I know this is because I was bitching about it yesterday. I was like, bro, I want to play a Twi'lek or a Zabrak. I don't want to play a fucking.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. I don't mind playing a woman, but it's just like, why is it restricted? Like the Keldor I get the Keldor. We don't ever see a female Keldor. We don't ever see Keldor.
Maybe they don't have two genders. Their species.
We don't know. We don't know because we don't ever see anything about it. The only thing we get is Plo Koon. That's it.
Maybe they're asexual or something like that, and they're all just presenting masculine.
I don't know.
Because you're right. I've never even heard of. Well, I've only think I've ever seen 2 Keldor ever in canon or in any lore really at all. And the other one I think was just a person in a comic book with Plo Koon. The person speaking to Plo Koon.
Well, I'm looking at one right here. And I don't know if she's canon. No, she's not. She's Legends.
Okay.
Well, Sha Koon.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
It might be. Because the picture they have of her is like in comic drawing.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Keldor, female Jedi Knight, and the niece of Jedi Master Plo Koon.
Oh, maybe. I thought the person. What I saw, I thought he was the apprentice in the situation, but maybe not.
She's not even his apprentice.
Well, yeah, no, I don't mean like that. I just mean like it was a older Keldor speaking to a younger Keldor, and the younger Keldor was Plo Koon.
It could be.
Yeah, and I mean, I think we were talking about that last week, though. It's just their obsession with the human race in Star Wars is kind of annoying, you know? And
there's you want to stick to human, how about you find another human-like species? There's so many of them out there.
Well, right. I mean, you could pick the Zebrak, like, those are easy to pull off. I mean, I'm not even talking about, let's not talk about the budget, because if you were talking about budget, real easy to make Zebraks. I assume it's probably
similar. A fucking budget. It's Disney, bro.
Well, right. That's what I mean. Like, so let's not even discuss like them having to pay for this stuff. But so in Andor, let's take Andor for instance. I'm not completely done, so let's not spoil anything. Let's not spoil a huge thing. But yeah, there's a small team that Andor pairs up with for 2 episodes, I would say, something like that, and all of them are humans.
They're all. I don't think I've seen a single species.
Now that you say this is interesting.
I don't think I've seen a single other species. Like, I probably have like the background, but no one like big. Right. No one like, you know, no one that's like main or like in this prison with him.
And there is, I don't know about now in the now canon, but I know at one point, I'm pretty sure the Empire was like xenophobic. Yeah. And they had a big thing against other. Yeah. Is this still canon?
I'm pretty sure they still are.
Yeah. And I mean, because it's pretty apparent, like when you look at all those scenes, especially. So when you're watching,
it's not often that there's a non-human species.
Well, I wonder if that's the effect of the show too, though, is because I know that when you're watching these shows, just surface, story, it's good, but sometimes you have to look at what they're doing, and Marvel does this a lot. This is why people say that Marvel movies are the same, is because they look the same, but it's the theme and how they're presented to you that is actually affecting your subconscious. So when you're watching a show like Andor, and it's about the Empire oppressing people, the fact to have everyone in it be human is all like, you know what I mean? It's subconsciously telling you that this whole show is only human, but that's because that's the way the Empire wants it to be viewed or whatever. You know what I mean? So they're taking it's a director thing where they're pushing this subconscious thing over their story. But are they doing that, or is it just all human? Because even the last couple of shows have been a lot of humans. I mean, Book of Boba was probably the one where we started seeing a variety of people. I guess in Mandalorian they switched it up a couple times, but most of the people that Mandalorian paired up with were all human. The Book of Boba only featured several people, but none of the people were like...
I'm trying to think of like who he teamed up with that...
In The Mandalorian?
Wasn't human.
In The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Very rarely did he had a couple of people on his ship, but most of them he was bringing in.
Yeah, that first dude, he's just bringing him in. Yeah, he's just bringing him in, that's it. Like, I mean, we have, when he goes to get Grogu, that's kind of cool. We have some Trandoshans that hopped in there. That was pretty cool.
Okay.
But, we don't really... See, and I think a part of the problem is that people don't want to wear all that makeup.
I guess, but... Come on, whatever.
Right.
Get out of here. If you're a Zebrak, all you have to do is shave your head bald and put some horns on your head.
Right. And if you don't even have to shave your head bald.
This is true.
Wear a bald cap or wear this cap that has the horns.
Right. Right. And I don't know. It's just the camera's bothering. just, I don't know. It's weird that they would have this full lore of... I did not fix that. It's weird that they would have this full lore, around, that they could pull from, that they could use, and they're just choosing not to. They're like specifically just going out of their way to use only humans.
Yeah, and this is another thing I'm looking at. Cause I was trying to see if the person who plays Maul went bald to play him, but then I'm seeing this thing. What about at the end of Solo when Crimson Dawn, right? Yeah, they have that holo of Maul. What can we get more into that and how he's running this whole crime syndicate and I don't know, dude. It's just
they're picking and choosing, and what they're trying to do, I think, is trying to make sure that they keep an audience.
Yeah,
and I think
and that's what they're doing. Yeah, they're keeping him, but like they could do so much more.
Yeah, well, it's just like, come on, the original trilogies and the prequel trilogies had it pretty good what they were doing. A lot of their characters were just human, and that's fine. But like, let's get some other characters like in the background. Like a lot of the rebels were not human rebels. There was like a lot of other races, if you like.
Especially in the show, Rebels.
Yeah.
You had.
Well, and it's easy to. I think
Twilight. You had the Mandalorian. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the Lasat.
Yep.
That was also really cool. Like, well, but like, yeah, they don't. They do a lot more in the animation department than they do in
back to being
live action.
Easy,
yeah.
And attracting people. I think when you see a cartoon alien, it's one thing, but when you see a cartoon or a real life alien, sometimes I think that can throw people off.
I think sometimes because they don't do them how we're used to, like Bane. They didn't. Not Bane. Yeah, Cad Bane. That's right. Cad Bane. Yeah. They didn't do Cad Bane how we're used to seeing him.
Well, they did.
They made him look really fucking ugly.
Well, and I mean, come on, you can't take their. I did not like that argument when people were making that argument online. Like,
I'm not saying he didn't look cool. I like the way he looked.
Is Count Dooku's nose really that big? Is it as big as it is in the animation as it is in real life? No, it's because it's an animated visual that's made to accentuate certain properties of people.
Thing to bring up.
Well, it was like the first thing that came to mind about the size proportions. Cad Bane's head isn't as big or his face isn't contorted the same way. Well, it's like, okay, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand that. But, like, it's just, I don't know. I don't really care that much. I was just saying that it was just weird that they didn't make him. I understand, it's probably a little difficult, but.
All I'm saying is we need some other species. We don't have to go way out there and get us some weird ass, They went out of their way in like the Book of Boba to give us he's like a crime lord or like a banker or something. The guys that need the translator.
The Pikes.
Is that what it is? Where they have?
Yeah, I think so.
No, not.
The Thorians.
Yeah. Where they have the
those
voice box.
I've actually noticed that those have been kind of a staple.
Yeah.
For like the bartenders, is that it's really been those ugly guys.
You think so?
100%. I see them quite a bit, and that's what they're doing.
I feel like I see them in politics a lot. Not in the front, maybe, but in the background, or like
I don't know.
The guys that have the voice that comes out on the sides of their head.
Yeah, these ugly bastards.
Yep, 100%. So I mean, we got one of those, and I'm sure it was probably a full CGI with a person in a suit or whatever, a capture suit, but. They could give us, like we were just saying, the Zebreks, the Twi'leks, these are easy.
I thought you were talking about
easy makeups. The Pikes, I know the Pikes.
Yeah, these guys.
Yeah, no, not them.
But I'm glad they did bring these guys in.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad they did a lot of stuff. I think the Book of Boba was really pushing, those other species. That's why I didn't shit on it as much as the Mandalorian or Andor, because
they brought into the Hutts.
The Tuskens. It was cool to see the Tuskens.
Ooh, I like
their
the Tuskens.
Actual culture instead of just
savage monsters that are like no. But I knew right away that they're not these monsters. These people have been here for thousands of years, and these humans come in and they're just like
set up this city and all this garbage,
and they're just killing them and
Well, just because no one goes out to talk to them. But I mean, you really got to feel for that in the prequel trilogies when they were when Anakin went and slaughtered them, you kind of got to feel that they had like a
families.
Yeah, families, a little civilization society that they had going on.
Not just the men, but the women and children too.
Hardcore, man.
Sorry, what?
Some other shit right there. That's why I like Star Wars, though, because
it's like, okay, I get killing the men, but children, man.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be a Jedi Knight. Not even. I think he was a Padawan still when he did that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He didn't become a knight until after that show.
Yeah.
Or movies.
Yep. Because then we come into the next one.
No, we come into the cartoon movie.
Yeah.
And he gets promoted and an apprentice. That's when he becomes a knight.
Which is also why I understand why, like, when he gets put on the council and he's all salty that he's not a master, it's like, well, I just trained a whole Padawan here and, like, you're not going to give me the rank of master, but you're going to give me a goddamn Padawan?
It doesn't necessarily make you the rank of master to get a Padawan. Knights have Padawans. Masters don't usually get Padawans.
I think that's the whole point of being a master is because you're a master.
No, you just get called master. It's not the same as rank master.
Oh, okay.
They use master two different ways. As an actual rank and then just like a way to speak to the person training you, your teacher. Because the masters are... I'm pretty sure only the council is masters. I don't think there's any...
No, there's masters outside the council.
Outside the council?
Yeah. Well, because they have... There's like other smaller councils that are for different parts. Yeah. They're just the main council.
For sure.
But there's other masters.
I guess Qui-Gon Jinn, I think, was a master, right? Or was he?
Yeah. Yep. Master Qui-Gon Jinn. Yep.
He just wasn't on the council. He had the opposite problem of Anakin. He was given the rank of master, but they didn't have him on the council because he was...
Yeah, they didn't want him on the council.
Yeah, because he's fussy.
Yeah, that's what they were bitching about in Phantom Menace. He's like, you could be on the council if you didn't have these ideas. And it's just like, well, maybe that's why they don't want me on the council.
I love Qui-Gon Jinn.
They need to do more of him.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that they brought him back for the Count Dooku thing. Actually, the only...
I thought you were about to bring up that they brought him at the end of Obi-Wan.
That was dope too. And at the end, so Qui-Gon Jinn is apparently just a legend because the only novel I ever read was a book centered around him, and it was Count Dooku teaching him. I'm sure it's in Legends now, and that doesn't count, but it was Count Dooku training him, and then it was like Master and Apprentice, I think was the name of the book or something like that. But then it was him training Obi-Wan. And I think even Qui-Gon's teacher it had in there, or not Qui-Gon's teacher, Count Dooku's teacher, when Count Dooku was an apprentice. And I really...
Yeah, here. Master and apprentice. Jedi must be a fearless warrior, a guardian of justice, and a scholar in the ways of the Force. But perhaps a Jedi's most essential duty is to pass on what they've learned. Master Yoda trained Dooku. Dooku trained Qui-Gon Jinn. Now Qui-Gon Jinn has a Padawan of his own.
Dope. I really like...
It is canon.
Oh, is it canon?
Yes. Sick.
I read that. I don't know. I haven't.
2019.
Oh no, this is not the book that I read. This is very. It sounds almost dead on. This. I mean, I literally just said everything that the book just said.
So I'm wondering if it might be the same book. And you're just
maybe no. Dude, I read it when I was like 12.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was not recent. This was a while ago. But it was basically the same thing that you just said. Yoda, like the first quarter of the book was Yoda training Count Dooku, and then Count Dooku was training Qui-Gon, and then Qui-Gon was training Obi-Wan, and that was the book.
I don't know.
Long-winded way to say Qui-Gon's a shit though, because he came back for that Obi-Wan thing, and
he was also the first person to do the Force Ghost thing.
Yep.
Savage.
And speaking on that Force Ghost thing, one of probably the best parts, and I'm pretty sure you slept through it originally, is the end of what's the last movie?
Yep, I know what you're talking about. Nope, I didn't sleep to that. Because while they're all talking to her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because Windu was there, and Ahsoka popped up, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan.
Well, okay, so let's just watch it real quick, because I get the feels every time I watch this. But, and we're about to end our show anyway. But it was probably the most epic, one of the most epic things they've done.
That came out of, I would say that came out of that 3 movies.
For sure, 100%.
You know what could have even been better? Is if they made Finn to his full potential. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. I see so many concept arts of Finn as a Jedi and they're all
well, they sidelined him.
Yeah, they did.
After the first movie, they sidelined almost everything else, and they brought Kylo more into the story,
which is cool, but like at the same time, not really.
Yeah, well, give us full.
Because like Finn was like kind of like the main character right off the bat, and then they like hopped to Rey.
They should have kept it as
Finn
as
just like
the main character.
Who is this chick?
Yeah, well,
at least they gave us a little bit of a background on. What's his Finn?
And it, and I think they should put Finn. Finn should have been the main character, and the reason why is because, and this is the reason I like Andor, is they need to back off the Jedi a little bit. The Jedi are a huge part of the stories in Star Wars, for sure. But what about all of these other people? And that's what Andor is presenting is like, what about these other people, and not all these Jedi.
A lot of the everyday civilians and.
Yeah. So having Finn be the main character would have shown, and I mean, we could still get Rey on her path to being a Jedi, sure. But put that more to the side, and let's see someone who's transferring from being a stormtrooper over to being a rebel hero.
Because for the First Order stormtroopers is completely different from the Empire. The Empire, most of those, conscripted. Those were volunteers signed up. Yeah. First Order is just like, this baby's mine, this baby's mine, this baby's mine.
Yeah.
And they were bred, brainwashed, and he's just sitting there like,
and they
wait a minute,
they could have went back and
like
showed
these are people, these are living people. We're just out here slaughtering them for nothing, for a possibility that this thing or this person was here. They fucked up.
This version has with visions. This version has no visions.
Let's go with no visions. I don't need them changing it.
It's extended though. I'm gonna do it says it's updated. I don't know why it says that. We're just gonna try this one. It says with visions. I don't think they changed a lot. It looks like they just overlaid the people who are speaking.
Okay.
In your speaker. That's our speaker noise, in case you didn't get that.
Excited to share something new at B&H. Whether you...
How pleasant of you to join us.
So thanks, Daryl's Homeland, for giving us this.
Darren's, I think. But either way, whatever.
Guess we'll find out after.
That's not the reason why I didn't like the movie right here. This dumbass scene. Not this scene, but like all of this right here.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. It was their Avengers Assemble. Come on.
Oh, they put Kanan in there.
Yeah, these are all the original voice actors too, by the way, or actors.
The force surrounds you, Rey. Feel the force flowing through you. Let it lift you.
Rise, we stand behind you, Rey.
Old and young.
Jedi lies her strength. The Force will be with you. Always.
The one we can't get a young voice for is.
Well, like, they just reused some. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. They actually recorded all new voice lines for all of those people, obviously, because they say Rey right in the voice line. Obviously, other than damn, I'm not gonna mess his name up right now. Not live, I'm not. Alex.
Yeah, because you're thinking about old Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah.
Is it Alex or is it Alec?
Alec, it is Alec.
I want to say it, but I don't want to mess it up on
Alec
that.
Guinness. Ooh, before I looked it up, got him.
Are you 100% sure?
Alec Guinness. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
Got him. Yeah, so he was the only one that.
Oh, it is Alec. Dope. I was right.
You were right. He's the only one that obviously didn't use.
Because he died in what? Does that say 2000?
2000, yeah, he died a long time ago.
That's because he was dog as shit old.
Yeah, he was pretty old. 1914. Yeah, dude lived what 86 years. That's pretty good.
Dude was born
That's
fucking just before World War I started, and
that's pretty good. He probably was in World War II.
I was about to say he's probably in World War II.
He's a sir. He's a sir here. Let's see. It says he made his transition to theater films after Second World War, but was he in it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Guinness served in the Royal Navy Reserve during the war, commanded a landing craft during the invasion of Sicily and Elba, and during the war he was granted leave to appear in a stage play. Dude's a fire, man.
They were like, you know what? You can go home and be in this play.
You gotta come back after.
Right, you can go.
He was the only granted leave, so that means he went.
He said, you can go do this play, but then you gotta come back and kill Nazis.
He did it about. Dude, this savage. He was doing plays up until World War II. Got conscripted or served. It doesn't actually say he was made to do it. So maybe he just did conscript. And then for the Royal Navy Reserve, then the play he did was based on Bomber Command. So he got out of the war to go do a play about the war and then came back to the war. Savage. Then he was knighted in 1959 by Queen Elizabeth II for services to the arts.
Queen Elizabeth II. Jesus. I always forget.
Dude's a savage. Dude's a savage for real.
Just ignore the fact that Queen Elizabeth II was brought up there in 1959. You know, totally not like concerning or anything that she was in power for 7 decades or anything like that. Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so anyway, like I was saying, they recorded a new voice lines for all those people. So all those people had to come in, just to record those new voice lines.
Just to come in and say, Rey.
Yeah.
And walk away.
They got, Samuel Jackson to come back is probably the most surprising, I would say, out of all of them, just because he's a big name. Liam Neeson.
There's always been things that he said, like, yeah, I'd come back.
For sure. I guess. Liam Neeson and,
Another
McGregor, I think they had a feeling that they were going to bring him back for this Obi-Wan show, because that Obi-Wan show was rumored a long time ago.
Yeah. Also, two people that always said, yeah, I'll come back.
For sure. I think a lot of people come back to Star Wars. It's it's a full story. There's a full plot. It's not like, I always go back to Marvel, but it's not Marvel, where Marvel's a lot of quick action and just sometimes they have good story and plot, but Star Wars is deep and it's they get in there.
Yeah, like they do a lot of because one thing I really like they did is with Kanan Jarrus. He's in the beginning of Bad Batch. He's that Padawan that's running away. He's Caleb Doom. He's the one that's running away and running from them, thinking he's gonna kill him. Yeah, that's what I really like. I never thought I'd see him again, and then they're like, boom, here you go.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that if people don't watch Rebels, they're just gonna think that this little kid is just some fucking random Padawan.
Yeah. Well, now they're pulling Rebels into the same territory that the Clone Wars TV show was. Is that now it wasn't just fun stories about these other random characters. this stuff is getting into
They got
the
real
canon.
deep.
Yeah,
They got
and
real deep.
It's getting in there, and now if you watch the live action stuff and you haven't watched the animation stuff, you're gonna be missing out when they go to Ahsoka and we meet Ezra Bridges and all of his past stuff and what's going on in that whole situation, which I'm sure is related to Thrawn or getting into that sphere of plot and lore.
Another thing that I find really crazy, Hera Syndulla, the captain for that ship in Rebels. If you watch one of the original trilogies, is it the second one?
Oh,
yeah, well, they're on Yavin.
Yeah.
You can hear in the background, Captain Syndulla, please report to the war room, or whatever the hell she says. And I was like watching it one time and I caught that, mainly because I had the subtitles on. I caught them. I was like, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Wait a goddamn minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I like that, and I want them to do more of that. If they're gonna stick in this time period, then let's drill down on the specifics of what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of flashy stuff.
Like they're doing in Andor. They're bringing up
that's why I love Andor.
They're bringing up the politics thing. They're bringing up the resentencing, like, order that they had or whatever the hell.
Oh, yep.
That was really cool. Yeah.
And this full kind of it's really, you know, seeing the Empire churning from the inside, and also how the Rebels started this whole thing. Sorry, that's the speaker turning off. And having the whole Rebels thing, you know, actually starting here. And
I like how they show us some of the ISB stuff too. That's really cool.
I love that. And I was watching it the other night, and I was thinking about, you know, there's a lot of shows or like movies where you're watching and you don't get to see the villain or the evil side of things. They kind of just show you snippets of the guy who's over here doing this evil thing, you know. But
but they never show you like
the in detail,
why or
in-depth
any
stuff.
reasoning.
And we're getting that in Andor.
Yes,
where
we
they're
are.
slowly going through and like how the ISB agents are conflicting and how they're gaining more power and like shifting to being a main police force of the Empire. And
another thing, that like dude who's in charge of those ISB, that old dude, he is someone from the Republic. I don't remember who, but he's one of the. I think he's the captain dude that's on Anakin's, like Anakin's own.
Okay.
Venator destroyer. That's gonna bother me if I don't figure this out here. I'm just gonna do it on my phone.
You mean okay? I see what you're saying. Well, the old dude that comes in every once in a while, or they're both some old dudes, but the one that's on there mainly, or the guy that's in charge of the whole thing.
Partagaz. This dude.
Okay. Yeah.
He's in.
There's one guy that's above him.
I wonder if that's who I'm thinking of.
Shows up every once in a while. You want to know what I want to see?
What's up?
And I'm really surprised that we haven't cashed in on this yet. And that's the 501st. Some in-depth, gritty nonsense of what they're doing. Where they're at.
Vader's fist.
Yeah. And how they convert from being, you know, clones to people. We haven't really seen that either.
Yeah. Not really.
Well, maybe that's what Bad Batch Season 2 will start going into. Because that's kind of the stuff that interests me, is like some of those details of like the stormtroopers ended up being just conscripted people. So what happened to all these clones, and where did they put them? And I know they have lore.
I think I am thinking of the guy that's. Oh yeah, this guy. No, I am thinking about this guy.
Okay.
One more above. Who's he? Who is this guy?
Is he the guy that does the voiceover?
I got his name.
The guy that does the voiceover for
Yularen.
For
him.
That's him?
That's him. That's. Oh, here he is in the original, and then you got him. Wolf Yularen.
That's awesome. That's actually awesome that they did that small connection. That's the kind of small connection that Star Wars does. It's just hold over. It's just like you're talking about how the Rebels ship captain became a captain within the Rebel Alliance.
Yep.
That's really dope. That guy, I don't know if it's the same voice actor. That's maybe what you should also look up.
Tom Kane.
Is it that guy?
That's who voices him in whatever the hell, the show. The Clone Wars.
Yeah. He also does the voiceover for the shows. He's the one in the beginning who says what happened last time. or what's happening at the moment. If you never caught that.
I have heard that before, I feel like.
Yeah, it's the same voice actor.
He doesn't voice act anymore. That's sad.
That's too bad.
He had a stroke.
Oh, yeah, that could do it sometimes. Okay, well, we have definitely dived into some.
Who voices the narrator in Clone Wars? Tom Kane is the only voice actor to be heard in every episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah, because he does the voice at the beginning. Is it the same actor? No, it's not the same. It's not the guy that's playing the actual live action person.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
God, no.
They haven't done
That's
that.
him.
They haven't done that very much. Okay. They haven't done that very much. I don't think. Maybe not at all, actually. Now that I think about it.
No. I'm trying to think in Star Wars or just in general too.
I think maybe one person has, and I'm gonna butcher. I don't know their name off the top of my head. The guy that plays Boba Fett. Does he not play the clones?
Yeah.
And also play Jango Fett. And also all of the clones.
And Boba Fett as well.
He played Jango Fett and Boba Fett. The new Boba Fett, not the old Boba Fett. Old Boba Fett never took his helmet off. And also all of the clones in the live action. He was also all of those people.
Tamora Morrison.
Yeah, Tamora Morrison.
They were actually. I just seen this thing about him the other day. That he was spotted in Hawaii, reading out loud on a script, and they thought it was for Star Wars. It was actually just some other show that he's making in Hawaii with Jason Momoa.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just curious if he's the voice actor for, I don't know, Rex. We'll just say like Rex's voice actor.
I'm Googling right now. Not in Toy Story. No, D. Bradley Baker.
Oh, D. Bradley Baker? Holy shit. Okay.
Oh yes, I'm seeing he's got quite a plethora.
D. Bradley Baker does almost all of the voices in Avatar: The Last Airbender. All of the animal noises. And he's also...
He's in SpongeBob quite a bit here.
Yeah, I bet he is. And he's also the guy that does Secret Tunnel. That's him.
Ugly. He also plays, oh wow. He's got quite a few on here. He plays Klaus! From American Dad.
Oh, wow. Yeah, dude.
At least I'm thinking here. I'm just looking at this picture. It's got his face in the middle. It's got surrounded him with a bunch of characters.
No, D. Bradley Baker does a lot of voice work.
He does Pops in regular show.
He's a huge voice actor.
He's got the guy from from Lilo and Stitch, the guy who likes the sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's random.
Squiggles, I think his name is Squiggles Tentacles, not Squidward, but the fancy Squidward. Stupid. He plays the guy who complains about those pickles all the time. That guy right there. And then
I mean, there's a lot of guys who show.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That guy.
Okay. Okay.
He plays the news anchor.
Okay.
And he does all the animals.
He does. Yeah, he does a lot of work. I think that's going to end our show.
Kids Next Door.
So we're going to conclude here. We went a little bit longer than we normally do. You can come and see us again next Friday, and we will be discussing more topics. We'll review what happened in Black Panther. We're probably both going to see it this weekend. We'll see what else is new that's coming out here as we reach our kind of mid-November, going into the full-on winter.
I don't like seeing that.
So thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, comment. Check us out here. You can find
Kevin Conroy. You know who that is? Yeah, Batman.
I'm trying to conclude our show here.
He's dead.
So you can come and watch us anytime during the week, Monday through Friday. I stream at least once per day. And like I said, on Fridays we have these Nerd Talks. So thanks for coming to view, and